My name's Nia and I am a queen, I am a Gemini, I am a daughter, I am a sister, I am a social media influencer, and I am the light. I was always validated by the opinion of others. It was very toxic until someone questioned me and questioned my worth and my purpose without my hair, and I did not have any answers for them. Today with Airy, I'll be finding my light. Gotta change my situation. Hey guys! So we haven't done this in a minute. I did make my comeback video just to tell you guys like where I had been and everything, but we still have to talk about the big elephant in the room because I still see so many comments of people saying, why did you cut your hair? You've just come back to my channel and you're so confused to what's going on. So I really thought I'd break down the story and just share it all with you so that now we can move on and continue growing and blossoming to who that we are meant to be. So grab your popcorn, grab your green tea, grab your water, because we are about to get real deep and dirty. Here we go, guys. So around about this time last year, I had just finished the America tour, the Happy Friday tour. I was traveling by myself for 5 weeks. I went to LA, then I went to Atlanta, Miami, DC, and New York. And during that time, I had the big blonde hair and I had really like gained momentum on social media, and it was just so like, I don't even know how to describe it, but it was just really overwhelming. And obviously like social media is a beautiful thing, and the ability to create your future and build a brand and work with brands that you would have just seen in your day-to-day lives is absolutely amazing. But I didn't know what I was signing up for when I was 16, and I loved connecting. What I still do, I love connecting with you guys so much, but it got to a point where I felt like I lost myself. I was really and truly living for Instagram, and I was really and truly validated and defined by my hair. And I remember I'd post pictures with my big blonde hair and all those videos I used to make like in my room picking my hair and stuff, and then I would get all these comments and it would all be about my hair. And when that constantly happens and it's a cycle, at first it's like, yay, like people love my hair, and it's a celebration because of course we used to straighten our hair and hide it. But when it becomes a consistent cycle of people just telling you they love your hair and your hair is beautiful, you then start to question, well, they're saying my hair is beautiful, but what about me? And at that time, the opinion of others really did matter because I had put the power of myself within others. So it really affected me when I really sat down with myself, and I would post pictures without my hair and my hair in a bun, and it wouldn't get any likes, and I'd feel really like sad, like, oh wait, they don't actually like me, they just like my hair. So during the tour, the first stop was LA, and I was at BeautyCon, and my hair had just been dyed blonde again, and it was so damaged, and I was so depressed because it looked terrible. So the beauty and the root of my beauty had stemmed from my hair, and now because it was damaged and just so destroyed, I felt destroyed at the time. And then I wanted to cancel the tour, but I couldn't because obviously like things had been set in stone and people had bought tickets and all that good stuff. So I carried on with the tour, but during the tour I was very open and vulnerable with the women, and I would just say like, I'm in a position of self-love and growing and understanding who I am, and I was really able to like connect with all the women that came, and they were able to inspire me and help me. So by the time I got to Washington DC, I met a woman named Mal, also known as Rock Your Rizos, and she shaved her hair not too long ago, maybe like 2 years ago, and we had a really deep talk, and it was my first time really sitting down with her, but she knew that I was in that moment of life where I needed guidance and I needed someone's help and someone to just listen to me. And I just felt at the time like cutting my hair would help get rid of these problems, and not to say that it didn't, but it like, cutting your hair doesn't get rid of sadness at all. But at the time, my association with cutting my hair would be letting go and being free, which it did to an extent. So anyway, now we're in September and I come home early because I just couldn't like travel anymore. Also, traveling a lot and living my best life on social media was so mentally draining. Like, I would miss home, I would miss people's like birthdays, I would miss just family days out, and I would miss my mum, my dad. I would miss just being in my own space, home cooked food. I would miss all these things, and I feel like in life you have to have stability, or you have to have some kind of balance. And I don't know how celebrities do it, but you have to be able to like balance your lifestyle, of whether that's work or school or whatever is so big in your life at this current moment, with also self-love and stillness and just like being with you and being okay with that. And at that time I wasn't okay with just being with myself. I had to be with myself in a like luxurious, like, I don't know, Airbnb or around celebrities that I then thought, oh, I made it because I'm around these people, and it just wasn't real, to be honest with you. So I come home early, and I then had like 3 days to come home and like unpack and repack, because I was now going to Bali. And Bali is a really spiritual place. They believe in meditation and just loads of amazing things. And at the time when I went to Bali, I had to do a lot of social media content. So my job there was creating, and it was so draining because every move I would make, I would have to capture it, and I just didn't feel like at rest. But there were so many moments that I really got to just have fun, like jumping in the ocean for the first time without a life jacket, jumping in the ocean for the first time, period. Like, that was just so crazy and so fulfilling to me, just because I felt like I was being free, and I was also letting go of my inner child fears. So Bali definitely had like some really symbolic moments that allowed me to grow. But in Bali, I then got booked for a job to go to New York, and I went on a retreat with Airy. I'm really telling you guys this story in detail so that you can really understand like the whole transition. So I'm now in New York after like a 20-something hour flight, and I'm with Airy, who we had just started like emailing back and forth, and it was all very exciting. And the year before, I had actually manifested to work with them. I bought some leggings from them from Marshall, and I was like, one day I'm gonna work with Airy. I just loved everything about them. At that time I was still photoshopping my pictures, which was also having a big impact on me as a person, because I had acne, back knee, stretch marks, scars. I didn't have like a tiny waist and big hips, still don't have big hips, but the tiny waist, we've been able to work on that. So I was kind of always, not even kind of, I was always photoshopping myself, and seeing a reflection of myself on Instagram versus real life would affect me, because I would go to my page and be like, I don't even look like that. So now we're back in not in Soho, we're back in the Hamptons with Airy, because I always go off topic with my stories. So we're now in the Hamptons with Airy, and there's all these amazing and inspiring women. It's a retreat, so we start having all these deep talks about life, and like going down a timeline of just events that have happened to me as a kid, events that have happened to other women, and we just realize like where certain things have stemmed from. So at the event, I told one of the writers from Darling Mag that I wanted to cut my hair, and they were like, oh my god, that's so crazy, like would love to write a story. And then the CEO of Airy said that she would support me if I decided to ever document it and make a documentary. And I was like, oh my god, yeah, I should make a documentary, like why not? So I made one, but that's fast forward, we'll talk about that in a second. So once the retreat was done, I then went home, and I was trying to explain to my parents, like, guys, I'm really depressed and I'm not happy, and like I'm living for social media, I don't know who I am without my hair, etc, etc, etc. They didn't understand. Like, my mom's from Zimbabwe, she's a nurse, she hasn't really like the lifestyle I live excites her so much, so she didn't really understand. My dad was just like, well, if you cut your hair you won't get free stuff, because again, my world to them is like so exciting, so they didn't really understand. And of course I can't blame them, like it's so new to them just as much as it's new to me. So we're now in November, and I get booked for a campaign with Airy, and on set the woman is constantly reminding me like not to put a hairband on my wrist, or to be careful if I sit on like the grass because I'll get little lines and they don't Photoshop. And I was like, oh my god, yeah, like I'm not going to be Photoshopped. I've never done a shoot where I haven't been Photoshopped, and these pictures were going to be on Times Square. My stretch marks were going to be on Times Square. My back knee scars were going to be on the Aerie website. I was freaking out, like, oh my god, I've never done that. And from that, doing that campaign, I remember I kept apologizing to women on set, like, oh, I'm really sorry, like, I have back knee, because they would sometimes, like, they have assistants and they'll, like, cream your back for you, goals, and I'm just like, oh, I'm really sorry, like, sorry for my skin, sorry for my stretch marks, and they all just kept saying, why are you sorry? You don't need to be sorry. So, that's when I was like, when did I learn I needed to be sorry for what my body does naturally? When did I need to be sorry for what all other women have? Come on, like, bruh. So from that moment, from like really sitting down with myself and hearing what I was actually saying, I then forgave myself for apologizing to other people for my flaws. And then when the campaign came out, it was so exciting because it's like, wow, I made it to Times Square. I'm in a complete natural state of myself, and I did it, and I was so proud of myself. So sip your water now, guys. Take a big sip. I did forget to mention I'm so bad at telling stories, but another thing that contributed to the whole like social media depression thing was I don't know if any of you guys remember, but around about June 2017, a meme went viral of me and Lauren Lewis, where they were saying that we were hijacking the natural hair community. And we were actually in Dubai at the time when I saw the picture. Someone sent it to me on Snapchat, and I remember saying to her, like, Lauren, this is gonna go viral, and she was like, no, it's not. And it did. And I would be so obsessed with like checking social media all the time to see what people had posted and commented, and obviously they weren't attacking Nia personally, but they were attacking the uniform of me, this girl with big blonde hair. And like, at the end of the day, we all have to be honest, there was a time where it was only women who are of a lighter complexion and a certain type of color was being represented in the community, but that did not mean that like the women who were being represented had to be attacked. And I got really upset by it, and I took it personally because I'm a sensitive soul, Cancer moon, Cancer rising. So I took it personally, and I would wake up at 3 a.m. and check my phone. I had all my notifications on and I'd see everything everyone was saying. Then I'd go to bed and I'd check Instagram. I'd wake up in the morning, I'd check Instagram, and it was so unhealthy. And this one night I was sleeping, and I used to keep my phone under my pillow, and I picked up my phone and I like went like this, and then I was holding my phone. I thought my hands were my phone, and I just started typing, and then I woke up out of anger, like that is not a phone. And I was like, oh my god, like this is what has happened to me. And from there I had to disconnect from the internet completely, and I had to also come to terms with the fact that not everyone's gonna like you in life, and you never know what people think of you, but their opinion of you isn't your opinion of yourself. So respect yourself enough to protect your soul from seeing certain things. If you see one bad comment, don't press view more to read the rest. Like, you're basically setting yourself up to be upset. So that also contributed. Back to December 2017. So I decided to take it all on, and I text a woman called Eva who I'd done a shoot with, and the quality of her work was absolutely amazing. So I was like, Eva, I really want you to meet me in Shoreditch, which is this really cool area in London. And I was like, can you meet me at this cafe? She was like, yeah, sure, what's it about? I was like, I can't tell you, but I just want you to meet me. So she met me, and I was like, Eva, I want to cut my hair. And she was just like, oh my god, that's so amazing, I'm so excited. And I was just like, yeah, well, I want you to direct the video that we're gonna make. So we then started planning, and we pitched it to Aerie, we pitched it to Darling, we pitched it to Vogue, and all these amazing other people. We were able to find a venue, and everything happened so perfectly. Like, so I remember manifesting that I needed a studio in London, but I had to keep everything under a certain budget. And this woman emails me randomly, she's like, we have this studio and would love for you to come in and like just do your work. It's like, it was called We Heart Mondays, and they had like a blogger space, and I'll put the links in the bio. And she was like, yeah, we'd love for you to just do work in our space. I was like, I actually have a really good idea. And because I looked at her space and it was huge and it looked perfect. They had different rooms that would be great for like all the snacks that everyone would eat, and then they would have like an area where we could put the backdrops, like 2 backdrops, then we could have a 3rd backdrop if we wanted to. We could have seats for everyone to sit down and watch. They had a kitchen, like it was perfect. So I then called her, that was done. Then my 2 amazing soul sisters, Mel and Fedora, flew in from America to support me and hold my hand. Like everything was just like so aligned. So we're now in January 2018, I'm in Atlanta, and it's my last ever event as Frogo Ginny, and I have a head wrap on just because I didn't want to go with my hair out. I wanted to like already begin the process of letting go, and 2 women came up to me and they were like, have you cut your hair yet? And the first woman was wearing a royal blue dress, and I was like, what? Huh? She was like, you're gonna cut your hair soon, I can feel it. And I was like, okay. Little did she know I was cutting my hair 7 days later. She disappeared and never saw her again. Another woman was like, what you got under there? You cut your hair? And I was like, no. So I was so freaked out, but I knew those were my angels. I also knew they were my angels because prior to that, as soon as I walked in, a woman saw me with my head wrap, and she came up to me and she was like, oh my god, I'm so disappointed. You came here with a head wrap on. We traveled all this way to see your hair, and I was so upset. Like, what? You're disappointed in me because I chose to wear my hair up? So when those women affirmed me that I was cutting my hair and like my journey's gonna be great, I was like, universe, what are you doing? So I then went home, prepared for the next 7 days of like cutting my hair, and we then did it on January 21st, and it was so magical. It actually snowed during the 6 minutes that I decided to cut my hair. Isabella, Curl Pop and Hair, flew in from Miami with her husband and her assistant, and she cut my hair. So the first moments were just me like cutting off this bit, because once you cut hair you can't turn back and say no, I don't want to do it. Then I saw the hair fall and I just started crying. So basically since then it has been 8 months now since I have done it, and it feels really amazing. I really like where we're at right now, but I just feel like I'm on this beautiful journey of self-discovery, because I really and truly did depend on my hair for beauty for the longest time, and it was so draining when I was conscious about it and I was aware of it. So now I'm just learning to love myself and just on this really fun journey, like just discovering who I am and starting from the beginning, because when you get rid of something that you depended on for validation or beauty, and you're now like almost naked and stripped, it just felt really fulfilling and really challenging at times. Like the first month I felt very naked, and at the same time I also felt very like, what word would I use? Just very open to receiving inspiration to try new outfits or to invest in my skincare. And cutting my hair definitely did teach me who my friends are. I've lost friends this year who I didn't expect to, but that's a part of life. I feel like letting go of my hair allowed me to let go of, or inspired me to then let go of things that just didn't serve me anymore, and to also just know that I've done this bold move of cutting my hair, and I can, not that I can, well no I can do anything, because it is a really scary moment, but it's fun and it's freeing and it's liberating, and we shouldn't depend on anything on the exterior to define us. You are whoever you want to be, and don't forget to let your inside shine, and don't forget to show yourself, most importantly, that your beauty comes from within, whether that's your intelligence, your creativity, your amazing soul, whatever that is. You should let that shine, and you shouldn't hide that, because you'll regret that forever. So I hope you guys enjoyed my story time. But I really am in a really good space, and I'm so happy, honestly, like, to be back on YouTube. I did watch some of my old videos today and I was so on it, like, so I'm ready to be on it even more and just come back with amazing content. I have a long list of videos to film, so yeah, stay tuned. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you later. Don't be a potato. Bye guys.